Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Summoner's Rift! And it looks like Blitzcrank is welcoming us into the game with a hook onto Mundo over the wall. Looks like they had a ward set over there. We've got some Blitzcrank shenanigans just popping off into this game. This is a live game we are spectating right now, ladies and gentlemen. So I'll have absolutely no clue who wins this one. This should be fun to watch. Let's go ahead and go over our team compositions here. First off, on the red side, we have Rumble going up into the top lane, Corki going down into the bottom along with Blitzcrank. We have Zed in the middle lane, and a Jungle Graves, which has been something that's been becoming a little bit more popular in solo queue lately. As for our opposing team, we have on the blue side top lane, we've got Gnar. In the jungle, we've got ourselves a Dr. Mundo, a big fat Mundo man. Mid lane, we've got Lulu kicking it off, going to try and hold her own against that Zed. And in the bottom lane, we have the duo of Tristana and Alistar working together there. So, coming off into this early game, we had that nice hook onto the Dr. Mundo with the Blitzcrank, so his flash is currently blown. So far, that's the only thing that's really going on that's too terribly interesting right now. Everyone's going off into their farming positions, no big shenanigans going off. Past that, hook onto the Tristana as the red team at the bottom hits level 2 before them. Gets great poke down onto their opponents. Alistar taking a hefty amount of damage from that Corki. Tristana also blows her flash on top of everything, so right now, looks like Corki and Blitzcrank are going to be in the driver's seat for this early game lane at the bottom lane. And one thing I'm really interested in is seeing this Graves jungle. We know that with that change to his passive, he now has the buckshot going off with his auto attacks for the most part, so he's got AoE auto attacks pretty much anytime he wants to hit them. And he's got pretty decent clear on top of that. I'm interested to see what kind of items he's going to go for precisely and what kind of impact he's going to be able to have on the game from the jungle position as a Graves. So that's going to be pretty cool. A hook down onto Alistar. He's going to get the pulverize into the headbutt on Blitzcrank. Not quite close enough to throw him into the tower. Alistar really taking a lot of damage here. He is getting punished for his mispositions. A lot of pressure coming down from the red side so far. Even Rumble starting to really take it to Gnar right here in the top lane. So we've got just a hefty amount of aggression coming out from the red side. We'll see if maybe Mundo wants to try and make a gank onto any one of these lanes. In the meantime, looks like Graves over here doing a little bit of counter jungling. Looks he was going to try and put some pressure onto this Gnar, but he throws down that trinket ward. He smelled something was up. Graves putting down some pressure onto Mundo. He is really playing this very aggressively right now. And first blood happens down at bottom onto Tristana. Jeez Louise, she blows her heel on top of everything. She is taken down very quickly. Just tons of pressure coming down from this red side. Graves chasing down Dr. Mundo. Mundo has to hit those cleavers in order to not get chased down. Gnar comes over, throws out a boomerang to try and help his buddy out with the slow, but it's not like Gnar's doing too well for himself either. Graves face checks the brush. Mundo is still there for some reason. He takes so much damage and he is taken down. The missiles from Rumble slowing him down on top of everything. And now we've got Gnar in a compromising position as this wave pushes up. We've got just Graves and Rumble sitting there chomping at the bit to get at him. And Graves is actually going to survive that tower shot. Gnar has to blow his flash to dodge out some of that damage, but he is able to survive. Rumble, I'm not sure what that was all about, buddy. Gnar had a full rage bar. He was about ready to go Mega Gnar, so Rumble playing a little bit too aggressively gets punished by the tower of all things. Little unfortunate bit of a state of 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Still ahead overall, but definitely a mistake you don't want to see. Meanwhile, middle lane, Zed putting down insane pressure onto this Lulu. She is forced to go back. There's no way she can keep staying in this lane at this low health against Zed, especially when he is just about to hit level 6. And he makes it. She is able to recall just as he hits it. Dr. Mundo looks like he's going to go take up residence in the middle lane. Blitzcrank speeding over. Is he going to hit the hook? Yes, he does. And he is going to be taken down. Easy combination from Blitzcrank and Zed taking him out. Blitzcrank does survive the tower shots, too. Dang. That was a really good roam by Blitzcrank in order to put down pressure. Of course, in the meantime, we have a Flash Pulverized down onto this Corki. He is taking a lot of damage, so much damage, but he's able to heal himself. Alistar is going to die to the tower. Graves is going to show up, and Tristana is going to be taken out. Over-aggression. They committed so hard to that with... I mean, it's good to want to put down that pressure on one person, but this Corki already has a Sheen, he's Corki, he's able to dodge out a lot of different things, and he had his summoners available. He still even has Flash available. Really just a bad call by the Tristana-Alistar duo down here. Blitzcrank able to blow off the Lulu Flash there, putting down some more pressure on this mid lane. Blitzcrank really roaming around. You see he picked up those early boots of mobility. No Sight Stone for him, thank you. He is going in. Oh, the Gnar ultimate! Gnar into the wall, and Rumble's taken down. Looks like Gnar has retaken a little bit of control onto this top lane after getting a couple of items here, and really getting that free pickup on Rumble due to a little bit of over-aggression from his opponent. And now he's definitely capitalizing on that. Blitzcrank once again coming through the slow down onto the Lulu. The minion's going to go ahead and tank that hook for Lulu, keep her safe. He's got her back. Rumble teleports in for some more pressure down to this mid lane. It looks like they're going to get a little bit more damage onto the tower as a thanks to it. No real fights are going to break out on the other hand, so seems like that was a little bit of a wasted teleport. In the meantime, the red team was able to take down that dragon for free. No one was really there to mess with them. Blitzcrank coming in for the flank onto this Tristana. Is he going to hit the hook? He's not even going for the hook. There it is. Grabs her, and she's ignited. This is done. Tristana is dead. She accepts her fate. Lulu taking a lot of damage. She has no mana. Zed's just going to go in on her, and she is dead. Annihilated by Zed. This is a pretty dominant early game on the red side right now. Mundo tries to get a little bit of a reconciliation for his mid laner, but unfortunately Blitzcrank continuing his roams is going to chase him down, and it looks like Graves is coming along for the ride. Mundo throwing cleavers, running as fast as he can. There's a pink ward to spot him out. He flashes over the wall to the red buff, but he is in no man's land. This is the wrong side of the map, sir. This is not where you belong. Sir, I'm afraid we're going to have to arrest you. You are trespassing in our territory. Sir, you are going to jail. And Mundo is sent to prison. Not really. I mean, death is probably a bit harsher than prison, so Mundo really taken a pathing that he regrets by now, I'm sure. So with all of this early game action, red team pulls ahead by a little over 3,000. That's a pretty hefty lead for the early game. And you can see it starting to come out in their items. Corki almost done with that Trinity Force. Overheat on Rumble onto the Gnar. Wow, look at Corki's damage onto this Lulu. She cannot handle that damage. The roam from Blitzcrank and Graves again. Gnar flashes away. Hook is not going to hit. The follow-up from Graves not quite enough. The ultimate is not enough to finish him off. Collateral damage does hit, but unfortunately for Graves, he doesn't quite have the damage for it once Gnar Gnar'd out into Mega Gnar, basically. But with all of this pressure, the red team's able to take down the middle lane. We have the ultimate from Zed onto this Lulu, and she is going to pop like a balloon. Mundo trying to chase people down. Corki taking so much damage. Mundo is single-mindedly looking for Zed. He's not even paying attention to Corki. He doesn't realize he could have killed Corki. Zed is going to live, thanks to that dangerous game passive giving him a little bit of a heal. And Rumble's going to be taken down by Gnar, but Graves is there to try and clean up the follow-up. Gnar used all of his mobility and escape to chase down Rumble, and he is going down. Graves with the shutdown onto Gnar. Gnar, the last hope for this blue squad, finally dies here. And I'm talking as if this game's been going for like 35 minutes. It's only been 10 minutes so far. We've already got 14 kills going down. And right now, red team's looking pretty dominant. Now, blue team, looking at the positives on their side, they were able to take down that tier 1 tower on the bottom side. Tristana's been getting some pretty nifty free farm down there. She hasn't really been seeing much competition for the past couple of minutes due to Blitzcrank and Corki roaming towards the mid and top side, so she's been able to get herself a little bit back into this game. You see she's got that BF sword. We're going to see what she chooses to build into that. The pickaxe pickup seems like she's going to be building into that Infinity Edge, going for that early crit power spike. Unfortunately, the word on pretty much everywhere else is not good. Right now, blue team really needs to try and bunker down and keep themselves from dying. Alistar's level 5 right now. He hasn't even got his ultimate available to him. Blitzcrank coming up fast onto this Tristana, going to put some damage into her. She's going to fight back. Blitzcrank ignites her. He gets the hook down. A lot of damage coming on to Tristana. She is forced to leap away. She's not dead. The Rumble ultimate comes down. The Equalizer finishes her off with those damage ticks. Jeez Louise, the pressure from this red squad is just too high. Graves is going to burst Gnar down. Living Shadow from Zed, he's going to barely get out of there. Lulu is going to live. Oh my goodness, the Graves damage. Did you see that? That was 2 hits. 2 hits and Mundo is almost dead. Alistar finally gets his ultimate, but he's already forced to pop that Unbreakable Will just to run away from this Corki and this Rumble. There's action all over the map constantly. It's impossible to keep up with because Red Team does not let any pressure let up. They are just on top of these guys so harshly. Graves going all in, finishes off Mundo, flashes out. This is just some disrespect right now. Diving the tier 3 tower at 13 minutes. Blue team... Alright, what blue team really needs to do right now, guys, they need to find a way to just try and kick red team out of their jungle a little bit, play this a little bit slower, and slow the game down, because at the pace it's going right now, red team is just dominating everything. And things like this is why they go a little too aggressive. They chase just a little bit harder than they should, and then red team has time to get their teammates back in, and look at this. We've got 4 members from the blue team chasing down 3 members for the red team, and yet I still feel as if the red team's going to win. And the hook's going to finish off the Tristana. She does finish off Rumble with the help of Gnar, so that's pretty nice. A 1-for-1 trade. Honestly, that's really good for the blue team right here, but unfortunately for them, it's on Rumble. This is the opponent for them that is the least ahead. And Alistar goes all in onto the enemy team, but he has no follow-up whatsoever. The ultimate from Zed, he does not get hit into the wall. No stun coming out from that Gnar. Gnar is taking away with Ignite, barely going to live. Rumble teleports into the enemy base. Right now, the red team is just... They are disrespecting the hell out of the blue team. This is actually one of the best ways the blue team can come back, is if the red team keeps making plays like this. Rumble is going to die, feeding another kill over to their opponents. Rumble is 100% of his team stats right now. Ooh, but, you know, every time something bad happens to Rumble, something amazing happens for the rest of his team, so maybe that's their strategy. Just let the opponents feel like they've got a little bit of hope. Let Rumble just feed himself over to them, and then blue team seems to just make the mistake of going in a little too deep. Grab onto Alistar. Unbreakable Will is popped immediately. Very good by him. He's not going to take too much damage there. They're trying to chase down this Graves and Zed, but Alistar's just going to get murdered while they kite back behind him. Blitzcrank getting into position. Does not land the hook. It is flashed by Gnar. The red team's sticking around with almost no health. Just... See, this is an issue, so much disrespect, but it doesn't matter. The Graves damage. Tristana has no damage by comparison to this Graves right now, who has got just an insane amount of burst available to him. And I don't know, right now, I mean, if you look at the items right now, you can really tell that blue team needs to stop trying to fight these fights if they want any chance of coming back into this game. They need to capitalize on positioning mistakes more than anything, and stop trying to chase down their opponents. I mean, you look at the items, Mundo hasn't even finished any sort of follow-up to his jungle item. Lulu has nothing. She's working towards a Morellonomicon right now, but she's not quite there. She's trying to get a blue buff for herself. Rumble's making it difficult. Blitzcrank looks like he's going to try and make an appearance over there and make it difficult as well. Tristana still hasn't even finished her Infinity Edge at this point. A grab onto the Alistar, not necessarily the person you want to be grabbing. This is actually the kind of thing that we're looking for the blue team. Alistar's going to die inside of that equalizer, but the follow-up kill, the counter kill, oh jeez. Well, I was going to say the counter kill for Gnar is very good, but then Mundo walks into a Graves and a Corki and takes damage so insanely fast. Blitzcrank not quite in range to hook anyone. They try and get the Gnar, not going to get anything. 17 minutes into this game, the score is 7-21 with nearly a 10k lead in favor of the red team. This is looking extremely grim for the blue team. In fact, this is over. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. Corki takes a lot of damage going for the dive, but Graves is able to back him up. Gnar is going to die. The knockup and the headbutt of Graves into the tower range, but nobody focuses him. Everybody's hitting Blitzcrank for some reason. Graves finally dies, diving into the tower to secure his own death in favor of the enemy team. He's like, yo guys, I'm sorry, this game looks real bad for you, I'm going to give you a freebie. Zed's going to just dive Lulu. Mundo gets kited around and taken down, and this is problematic for the blue team. It's a little sad to watch this part. They are just desperately clinging to any chance they have to kill someone. But they're playing it so uncoordinatedly. I mean, look over at this bar here. You see so many people with ultimates still up, or ultimates coming just off of cooldown as they die. So either they're dying too fast to put their ultimates out, or they're not really putting themselves in a situation where their ultimate matters enough. Or they're just mistiming and mispositioning to the point where their ultimate's about to come off cooldown, but they don't allow it to happen. And at this point, it's gonna be an insanely difficult road to try and come back from this. At this kind of lead, the red team can honestly, they can go take a Rift Herald if they want, they can go take Baron but once it's up, but I expect them to just keep putting down this insane amount of pressure onto the blue team. Hook does not hit Gnar. We've got the Deathmark coming out onto Lulu. Is she going to live through this one? A lot of damage onto Zed. He's not going to die from that explosive charge, though, and Corki's able to take down Tristana so quickly. You see Corki's got that Triforce and building towards, already has the BF Sword and the Pickaxe building towards the Infinity Edge. He is nearly a full Triforce ahead of Tristana because of these kills, the assists, and the towers that they've got. They have so much global gold going their way, and the item difference is just becoming too great for the blue team to ever have a chance. Alistar pops Unbreakable Will, but even through that, being pulled into 5 extremely farmed members on the red team, he is taken down. And this looks like it's going to be a short game. Gnar is able to finish off Graves. Once again, you know, the red team overstaying their bounds just a little bit, giving off these little kills now and again, but Zed pops over to his shadow. I don't think he meant to. He's going to use his flash to get away. Look at the damage Blitzcrank put out. And there's another kill going over for Corki. 8-0 and 9. These kill scores are ridiculous in favor of the red team, and I would not be surprised if they just stay here as long as possible. Flash comes out from Tristana, avoiding the hook so that she doesn't die, but in the meantime, Zed going to finish off Dr. Mundo using that Deathmark. Tristana's going to get the counter kill on him. A little bit of gold coming back onto the blue team. Blue time. Yeah, the blue time. The hook pulls Lulu to her death. And Rumble just sitting there dancing in the enemy base. Throws out the equalizer, puts a decent amount of damage on, gives a kill back, but at this point, it's hard to say if it even matters. Goodbye, Tristana. Never mind, though. Wow, she's able to leap out. Blitzcrank did not have the ultimate available to himself. It comes back up just a second too late. Gnar's going to chase him down. Another kill goes back over to the blue side. That they honestly really didn't earn, but hey, you know, red team Red team loves charity. They like giving things away to charity, so they are charitably giving a couple of kills over to the blue team because they are just so thirsty for it. Gnar flashes over, gets a beautiful Gnar, 2 people stunned into the wall, the Corki and the Graves, but there's no follow-up. There's no one there that can follow up. This is what's been going on all game for the blue team. Anytime someone gets a 3-man pulverize or a multiple-person Gnar into a wall, there's no follow-up. There's no Tristana to follow up. There's no Lulu knock-up to keep them locked down. And Mundo hasn't had any time to scale into the game. He is just a big piece of meat, a big old juicy steak for the red team to bite down into and continue chewing the fat off of him until their stomachs are filled with the gold that pops out of them. Ooh, that was a pretty decent attempt at a pulverized flash, but wow, Corki's damage. Wow, Corki's damage. Wow, that's insane. Graves still alive. Corki dies, finally! And here red team trying to farm the well of their opponents, going to take just a little too much damage. Gnar dies before he can Gnar out. Mundo flashes away, pops that ultimate, and gets hooked right back into his opponents, going to get killed by Graves. This game is this is honestly the most solo queue game I've seen in a long time. All right, the flash hook, Blitzcrank. Oh, Lulu's going to live. A lot of counter damage onto the Zed, but nobody's going to walk into that equalizer. Well, okay, you know what? Alistar's going to walk into the equalizer and laugh for a little while. In the meantime, Graves is going to put down insane amounts of damage onto this Lulu, and we're coming down towards the end of this. Deathmark down onto the Tristana. She's going to die. Zed actually gets out on top of it. Oh no, lots of damage coming down onto him. He's going to be taken down. Another couple kills over to the blue team, but they're still down 16,000. The only reason they're getting these kills at all is because the red team has decided that they want to live inside of their opponent's base and disrespect them as hard as possible, demoralize them even. Say, hey, if you ever play solo queue again, if you ever walk into my solo queue again, this is what's going to happen. And goodbye, Alistar. How about no, Mundo's going to be just fine. He's pretty quick on his feet right now. In fact, Corki overstays his bounds just a little bit. He's going to take a lot of damage. He's going to finish off the Lulu first. And almost finishes off Mundo on top of it. The explosive damage of this red team is insane. I mean, they put together this really mid-game oriented composition with the Corki, the Zed, and the Graves, even the Rumble on top of it. And as you can see, Rumble has decided to go for Lichbane, because why not at this point? You're up 16,000 gold, and multiple levels on top of it. And the hook, the grab, Mundo is up, it's good! He is taken down once more in favor of Rumble. That Lichbane doing work, apparently. So at this point, it's just a formality. We are just waiting for the red team to say, hey, alright, we've had enough, we've had our fun, it's time to end. They've got an insane item lead. Tristana is actually going to survive that death mark, surprisingly enough. Zed decided not to commit fully to it. But on the back end, Graves bursts Lulu faster than she has a chance to say anything. And the follow-up on the Alistar, Gnar is going to be taken down. He actually gets into Mega Gnar form and throws Zed and Rumble into the well to die. Graves is going to die. Wow. I mean, to be quite honest, if Red Team decides they want to keep farming the well for long enough, never mind, Tristana has a Zonius. I'm sorry. Never mind, this is just trolling back and forth. Red Team's like, ah, yeah, we're gonna farm the well as long as we want. And Blue Team's like, well, I guess we lose. So this is an interesting pickup. The AD carry Tristana has Azonias. She's really going to put down some insane damage with her ultimate, I suppose, and that's gonna Gonna make her safe against that Zed. An interesting and innovative pick. These freaking trolls. Oh, you know what? Alistar too. Everyone gets zoned. Blue team, everyone gets zoned. Never mind. It looks like Alistar undid all of that and put his actual items back. Someone report Tristana. Report this Tristana. Look at this freaking Zhonya's pickup. What the heck? This game totally could have been won if she didn't do that. This is all Tristana's fault. If she would have actually played, Blue Team would have had a chance. I mean, look at how much they came back. They were down so many kills, and they're actually come back. They have at least half of their opponent's kills now. That's a way better percentage than what they had. Okay, Graves, you want to just finish him off, buddy? Come on, chase him down. Tristana jumps into all of them. So much damage. The Zhonya's doing work. She's alive. She's alive. Wow, she's actually alive. She flashed over the wall. Zed shows up though, gets a little bit of cleanup. Graves is able to finish chasing down Lulu. All right, are we ready to finish, boys? Are we ready to put our toys away and clean up for the end of the day now, boys and girls? Nope, it looks like Red Team wants to play a little bit longer. Ooh, very good dodge on the Gnar ultimate by Zed using that death mark. But he decides, hey, you know what? I want to be in the well anyway. I'm just going to use my shadow to jump on in. Here, have this kill Tristana. Alistar sold all of his items. We've got Zhonya's on Mundo. Blue Team running that brand new Zhonya's meta, and it apparently didn't work for them. Victory for the Red Team! I wonder how that happened. An insane amount of early game pressure, and the Blue Team just oversticking their bounds, walking into the wrong positions, and not knowing how to slow down the game. They were just overwhelmed by the pressure. And apparently the Zhonya's meta is not today. Don't go building Zhonya's on your AD carries out there, kids. Apparently it don't work.